have had Kalmyk blood, that he sang baritone in family musicales. Arthur pronounced the Russian forename and patronymic perfectly, with easy familiarity, as if in some earlier life he had sung folk songs with Lenin on that sealed train to the Finland station, as if he had been entrusted to deliver secret messages for the revolution. Hang 50 kulaks a day as a demonstration to the peasants. The real Lenin, hater of romantics, would have added a postscript, shoot the bearer. The food came. Arthur asked for chopsticks. The waiter handed them over and stayed for a moment to watch him take his first mouthfuls. Arthur nodded and spoke the Mandarin word for delicious. The waiter smiled. I wondered if he had spat into the food. I drank my beer, ate a little plain rice. "Are you sure you don't want anything else?" Arthur asked. "The MSG keeps me awake," I replied. Actually, I was afraid of diarrhea, the spy's complaint. I had had a lot of that in Shanghai, my last post, although bad food was not the only reason for loose bowels during the Cultural Revolution. My assignment in China had been to penetrate the Red Guards and baptize a few converts for the future, and also to make assurances to old friends who were being taunted and whipped through the streets and exiled to hard labor in mines and farming communes. I gave them what help I could, which is to say, none, and promised them that the true cause would be waiting for them after the madness passed, or, same thing, Mao died. Not many of them lived that long, or ever wanted to see another Russian if they did. But some did, as we shall see. After that, my target in America, the campus anti-war movement, should have been easy. It was a soft target, in no way frightening or difficult, but I had made little progress. After a year of close observation, I had concluded that the counterculture was not composed of serious people. Their rallies were just another form of entertainment, their slogans another kind of cheerleading. Their movement had no ideological core, no vanguard elite, no discipline. It was make-believe, a game, a holiday, a new kind of fraternity party. Combat boots instead of white bucks, drugs instead of beer. But the objectives were the same: sex and intoxication. The true revolutionary makes revolution to escape from the inescapable. In America, nothing is inescapable. These children knew they could escape any time they wished simply by going home again, by acknowledging the reality of money and choosing it. American capitalism would roll over them like the irresistible ocean that it is. We, the real left, the eternal left, would be left holding a second mortgage on their idealism. They could not make revolution, but they could enable it when its moment came, when its leader emerged. What I required, what I was looking for, was the leader. Once I had found him, history would make the moment. But first, the man. Revolutions almost always begin with one man. One man is all I ever hoped for. Arthur's job was to find him for me. He was not the only talent spotter we had recruited, of course. There were others like him on other campuses. But he was mine, and he was the one whose failures were freshest in my mind. Arthur finished his food. He put down his chopsticks and said, "I think I've found someone for you." I said, "Name?" This was not the question Arthur expected. He had been trained never to utter names in the presence of strangers. I repeated the question. He cleared his throat and murmured a reply. Music played very loud, a woman saying goodbye to lust. The people at the next table were making a lot of jovial noise. Arthur's voice was weak. I could not hear him. I made an impatient gesture. "Louder!" He paused, looking left and right for secret policemen. "Speak up," I said in a loud voice. "It's quite safe. The FBI has very few black agents. That's why we're here." Arthur leaned across the table and whispered a name. I said, "Arthur, I can't hear you." He tried again. His voice broke. The words came out as a squeak. I shook my head, made a disgusted face. At the next table, a beautiful fat woman in a low-cut dress, large sarcastic eyes, skin the color of aubergine, turned and gazed at us, head to one side like some huge curious bird. His voice breaking with the effort, Arthur shouted, "Jack Adams!" I said, "Jack Adams."